Alright, it is another morning, Friday morning. 41 degrees, not too bad, and it's going to be near 70 today and into next week. I was doing some checking that the highs for the next several days are actually average temperatures for the end of April around here, so yeah, that's not a good sign for the upcoming summer, which if we're starting to have warm temperatures this early, it means it's going to be a brutal summer for us. I'm reading reports of wildfires in Australia because they're roasting, and now there's some abnormally warm temperatures in the southern Pacific off the west coast of South America. They're calling the blob, and global warming or climate change, whatever you want to call it, something's happening. So anyway, heading back for another deposit. Had a couple more customers yesterday. Yesterday was notarization and tax day, so walls are going up little by little. Starting to come along over there. All right. Let's see, can we go? Yeah, we can go. So yeah, quick deposit, then I'll drop the taxes for the client from yesterday evening off in the mail. And then I'm stopping by my CPA now that I finally got my spreadsheet done. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Yeah, I do taxes and like small business, like Schedule C stuff. But I don't do my own taxes, like 1065, LLC, partnership, stuff like that. I don't go that route. I've tried it, but there is so much that I'm just not familiar with. That's what the CPAs, got their degrees in. So, yeah, I'm gonna let them handle all that. And I got to talk to them anyway, because I mentioned before, I'm getting nailed with a couple of my wife's delinquent bills that have now been written off as discharge debt. So they basically wrote it off and sent a 1099-C. I got two of them now. And those 1099-Cs make it look like we're being nailed for additional taxable income, which is almost $3,000 for the two of them. Let me get through this and I'll tell you more. Go Cox. Looks like they're loaded up, probably going camping for the weekend. Must be nice, getting money for your trip, probably. Alright, that's done. So, yeah, I was not aware of this. Of course, this is new for me. I've always paid my bills. That's just, again, the way I was raised. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, some people kind of get aggravated when I mention stuff like this, but my wife did. She had a spending problem, and something I'd been fighting for years, but just could never get under control. So now, this is something new for me. I thought that, okay, well, yes, she's passed away. The debt will eventually, disappear. And again, I had her removed from the title on my house and off of this van because of her, spending problems. Because again, the debtors were starting to sue, looking for property. They were looking to attach her debts to my property and put liens on it. And that's what I was trying to avoid. I fought hard to, get my house and, again, pay this van off, and the last thing I want is additional, liens tagged on it because of delinquent debt. So that's so far I've only received 2 of these 1099-Cs this year. I'm hoping I don't receive any more, but the CPAs are going to have to look at this and see if there's some way that I can get it, because we're married filing jointly this year for 2016, I may not be able to do a whole lot. I may still get nailed with it. Hold on. All right, that's done. Nice hat. So yeah, there is still a chance I could, get nailed at least for these two debts.
Okay, alert.
Big old trick. But I don't know. I'm hoping, I might be able to get it waived, or I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what to do on this. And I'm hoping no more come in. But 2017, I've already talked to them, and it looks like I may have to file married filing separately, because I was still married for, even though it was only for 10 days of 2017, I would still have to file married filing jointly. Well, I don't want to do that because I'm pretty sure there's going to be more of her bills getting, written off as dischargeable debt, which means I would be responsible for them. So I'm probably going to have to do married filing separately for 2017. And, just to, again, avoid being responsible for her discharged debt. Oh, good, got the green. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, I don't like bringing up crap like this, but it is what it is. And again, this is a little bit of my world, that I've been dealing with behind the scenes. And, unfortunately, we're probably going to be dealing with this for a good part of this year. Probably a good part of this year for sure. So, yeah. So, of course, CPAs are not cheap either. So far, I mean, the average is around $600. They charge $300 for personal and $300 for business, but I've managed to talk them down to $300 and $250. Now, personal I can usually do, but because I don't have any W-2 income, everything is strictly coming from my business, so that all has to be carried over from the 1065 onto the 1040, and again, it's a bit complicated. I'm sure if I went to school on this, I probably could learn it, but again, me doing my own taxes for a business, it just looks a little shady. Oh, this place is for sale now. This is where I used to live, for those that don't remember. Used to be a driveway here, but not anymore. So where do you park? Yeah, I used to live here back in the mid-90s for a couple of years till I bought my house. Alright, let me park. Yeah, privacy fence, I'm sure they're probably asking close to, I don't know if it's $1 million, but that's going to be in the 6-digit figures for sure. Man, they painted it some ugly green. Wow. But yeah, there's an upstairs. This used to be split into 3 apartments. Upstairs apartment, the side where I used to live, where that little, section is on the side, and on the other side was split into another apartment. But I guess they've rewired everything now. It's just going to be sold probably for office space or something, like another CPA office or whatever. But yeah, pretty nice. They fixed everything up there. That's something. All right, let me get in and get out. All right, that's dropped off. They're going to work on it, but they're going to hold it because just in case any more 1099-Cs come in, I have to report them. Oh, man. So, but it looks, I mean, if anything, because we didn't make a whole lot in our business. I mean, the latter half of the year, I was traveling back and forth to Mexico helping my wife, and I really didn't make much money. And, of course, plane tickets, that was chewing up a lot of my money there. So, the 2 that I've turned in, and based on the income that we pulled in our business, which wasn't much, tallied only about $15,000. I mean, it was really just a small amount from what we're used to. Yeah, so it may not be that big of a deal, but we won't know till they get everything tallied up. So, but of course, CPA is telling me the same thing. It's a good thing I got my wife off of the house and this van. I hated to do it, but again, she had a spending problem, and it was starting to threaten, my property. So, getting her off apparently was one of the best things I could have done, so I wouldn't be responsible for her debt and, get tagged with any more of her, discharged, bills. So, Anyway, I'm pretty much about home. That's the wrap up of, you know, going to the CPA. So, yep, yeah, no traffic there. So I guess until the next thrilling video, adios.